Tony Curtis is a teaching assistant in the SEN department at King Edmund School in Bristol. He juggles the job with being a husband and father to 5 children. Eager to progress, he constantly takes on more roles and responsibilities. However, this means that he often works through breaks and lunches to minimise the amount of work he takes home. He may get home a little sooner, but working flat out all day means Tony doesn't have enough energy left for his family. So he contacted Teachers TV to help him take breaks. Surely that can't be too difficult, so we sent life coach Gladina McMahon to Bristol to help Tony get the balance right.
So Tony, how can I help?
The main thing I need help with is to organise what I do into a way where I can get them all done, but still have time for break, maybe a bit of lunch. But what I don't want to do is take more work home.
So tell me a little bit about all the things that you do.
Now this is where it gets complicated. As a TA in the SEN department, Tony's main role is supporting in class, but other duties involve setting up a database for the school, incorporating the Prince's Trust Excel network, teaching classes in literacy and the recognised computer qualification, CLATE, reading and spelling age tests and buddy reading. This is by no means an exhaustive list, which raises suspicions in Gladina.
So tell me, Tony, how much of that is your core work and how much of that is what you volunteered for?
Okay, well, the support is core.
Right.
That's the main focus of the week. I guess the rest would class as voluntary.
How do you make a decision about what you can manage and what you can't manage?
The decision doesn't balance whether I can manage it or not. It kind of depends on whether it's needed.
I want you to think about that. Because on the one hand, what are you saying? You're saying that you haven't got enough time.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to take home any more work. You're not getting any breaks. That's on that hand. However, on the other hand, it sounds like Tony doesn't say no.
Yes.
Well, maybe that's something we're going to have to address a little bit later. And
Okay.
maybe you're just going to have to start making some hard decisions.
Gladina heads off to the classroom with Tony. His time management will soon be in for some close scrutiny.
OK, so it's going to be there, right? Yeah. 190, so I'll put a cross in there. Vicky, where am I going to put yours?
Now, it's obvious that Tony is really committed to what he does. You can see it. He's really passionate about his work. But that's not going to save him from having to make some hard decisions.
Hard decisions may mean Tony cancelling meetings that take place in his breaks and work that eats into his lunches.
Tony is excellent at behaviour management with quite difficult children. So part of his role is also to teach a small group a CLATE course, and they're doing extremely well. But these are the sort of children who would otherwise find it difficult to follow the same course within a larger classroom environment.
It's lovely to see Tony's so dedicated to what he does. He's a tremendous assistant. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are, you've also got to have a life.
It's getting late and Tony's on his way home, but work is far from finished.
A usual day again today, quite busy, work through break and lunch, just to minimise the amount of work I take home. Still got about an hour's worth to do, which will get done after I put all the kids to bed. So I should finish tonight around 9:30.
With both of us working in schools, it's extremely pressurised, particularly during term time. It's just a whirlwind from the morning, when we get up to the minute that we get home. I think that Tony really feels the pressure between that balance between work life and home life, because I really think he feels he doesn't spend enough time at home with the family and with everybody doing different things coming home from school. And it's very important to have that time together as a family, and I think that's what we need more than anything.
If my dad could play rugby with me a bit more, I'd be really happy.
Like last night we played table tennis together, but I'd like to spend a bit more time with him and do some more football training. That would be good.
I'd be really happy if Dad played with us more.
When we were talking earlier, one of the things that you were saying was you really wanted to create time so that you would get a lunch break and also minimise the amount of time that you're doing work outside of school so you can spend it with your lovely family.
Yes.
Mine down!
Yeah, it's cheating.
When you're planning the tasks that you have to do, How do you allocate time to them?
Well, I've tried to organise the list of tasks I have to do in the back of my diary. So I have the list of jobs I need to do with the priority ones at the top.
So it sounds like you're using what we call an A, B and C system. So A tasks are like the key priority, got to get them done now.
Yeah.
B tasks are the next major, and C tasks are, well, you'll kind of get round to them one day.
Yeah.
What do you think is the real issue underneath this?
Well, I was kind of guessing it's more organisation. I mean, at the moment, things are written in the back of my diary on on bits of paper in my desk or in my in and out tray. It's full.
So you have lots of bitty systems.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about maybe setting up an Excel spreadsheet and having it all in one place?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I could see how that would work.
And you could have your deadlines there, you could have all the things that you need to do, you could even colour code it, stick bells on it if you like, but you would then have it. Bit of time at the beginning to get it actually up and running, but then you put everything into it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we could try that.
Okay.
I think that would help.
What else do you think is also part of this?
I don't know, I guess the number of jobs, the number of tasks I do, I guess, it's very varied.
I'd said one thing, Tony, you're avoiding what we talked about earlier, and I can see you're doing anything but actually have to talk about saying no.
Saying no, yes. Yes.
So if it were, somebody else in a situation like this, what would you say to them?
I tell them just to say no and just do what you got. You got enough to do with it.
And if you tell them that, why are you different?
I don't know, because it's me, I guess.
Hard choice, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The first thing is you have to set up your Excel spreadsheet so you know what you're doing. The second thing is you've got to look at all your tasks and decide which are the priorities, and also then look at the rest of them and renegotiate your deadlines. And that means also saying no. So is it possible for you to visualise for yourself a motivator, something that when you start to slip back into the habits that you do so well, which is basically saying yes, would actually act as a kind of motivator to stop you doing that? I mean, it could be, for example, visualising your family.
Yes, that would be probably the main motivator. It's, to spend not just more time with the family, but time where I'm not, exhausted.
And one of the other tasks I want to give you is, you want to take breaks? Well, I don't believe in doing all or nothing. People do not change their behaviour in one foul swoop. So I'm going to set you this challenge. I want you for 3 days, and pick any 3 days you like, I want you to take all your breaks for 3 days every week.
Okay.
Right. Okay, Tony.
Okay.
In which case, I will see you soon.
Yes.
Keep up the good work.
Will do.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
After Gladina has gone, Tony undertakes one last late-night planning session before the new regime starts tomorrow. Now that Gladina has identified the problems and suggested solutions, Tony wastes no time in getting started. The first task was to set up a system to manage his work. IT whiz Tony develops a website which did the trick. The second task was to take breaks. Tony opted for a stroll in the park at lunchtimes, which was good for his stress levels and meant that task 3, rearranging his deadlines, was a doddle.
That would be good. So in a way, then we need to move that deadline, don't we, from now, because you will need that extra time. So we'll look at perhaps next term, booking some time in for you, and looking at how we can then put this information onto the main assessment manager so that all staff can access. I think that will be fine.
Great, yeah, and that will ease back now on give me some time to finish off my HTLA paperwork.
Excellent.
Yeah,
yes, I think you'll need that time.
Now.
Good.
Great.
Good. Well, thank you for for your hard work.
No, that's great.
Let's move that deadline then.
Yeah.
That'll be no problem.
Two weeks later, Gladina returns to Bristol to see if Tony has taken her advice on board.
Well, here I am back at King Edward Community School. I wonder how Tony's been doing. Has he done the database? Can he say no? But more importantly, has he had those breaks? So Tony, it's been a little bit of time since I was here last, so tell me, how have things been going?
It's been going better than I thought. I've set up a database like you asked, and that has saved lots of time, especially in preparation and putting things together in the morning.
Fantastic. Tell me, what does the database look like? How does it operate?
Well, I've set it up as a kind of a web page. So I've got my front page is like a list of all my tasks with the deadlines. If you click on a task, it will take you to the next page with all the information I need. So that works all the way down with every task. And on the bottom of it, there's a big scroll message that says, you must take 3 breaks a week.
Talk about high tech.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
The new system may look pretty high-tech, but Tony's not followed Gladina's advice to the letter.
3 breaks a week?
3 breaks a week.
I think we might have a little bit of a misunderstanding. It was 3 days of full breaks.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought it was 3 breaks.
No. It was 3 days taking all your breaks and 2 days where you didn't.
Right. Well, that would probably be a bit more difficult. The 3 breaks that I did take were 2 break times and a lunchtime. And that worked out okay.
Yeah?
That seemed to go well.
So no bolt of lightning from above?
No.
So do you think that's given you the confidence to maybe now, be able to go back and think, well, I can double that?
Yes. That would be the next challenge.
OK, and you say you've pushed back some deadlines. Was that because you negotiated that or for some other reason?
My boss Eve was, fantastic, and she came up to me and said, well, look, maybe you are doing too much, let's have a look. So that worked very well.
So tell me, Tony, have you managed to say no yet?
Well, I've not had the opportunity yet, which is maybe a good thing. But I've definitely got the confidence now to set realistic boundaries and deadlines.
Fantastic. So all in all, an improvement?
Yes, definitely. It's changed my mindset, is the main thing.
Giving you back some control?
Yes.
Well, success breeds success, and Tony's learnt that you can change your behaviour. He's becoming a lot more assertive and a lot more relaxed. So I think, job well done.
I think that there were so many things that he wanted to put into place that I think he possibly would have been struggling by the end of the year. And I would have been concerned about his health and, his just general stress levels, really. So I think it was important for him. It was good for him to recognise that he needed to stop and think and then move on.
He goes really fine.
The main difference I've noticed with Tony is he's much more relaxed. He comes home from work smiling and he's happy, and he's got that sort of extra half an hour when he comes home from school to spend with the children, have a cup of tea, sit down, play with the babies, which is really lovely. So he's much more chilled out.
Before I would, jump both feet in and crack through the work as quickly as possible and meet whatever deadline was set. Now I guess I open my eyes and think about realistic deadlines and not work myself into the ground and save some energy for home.